In 1978, the FBI opened investigations into American citizens for one reason. They owned custom vans. By 1976, there were more custom van shows in America than NASCAR races. These rolling art projects sold for $2,000 new. Today, they're worth $80,000. This is the rise, the fall, and the resurrection of America's most misunderstood car culture. The Empire. 1971, America was emerging from the chaos of the 1960s, and young people wanted two things: freedom and privacy. The custom van gave them both. What started as mechanics in California garages tinkering with Ford Ecolines and Dodge Tradesmans exploded into a multi-million-dollar industry in just 4 years. The big three automakers saw what was happening and went to war over this market. Ford Ecoline was the workhorse that became a canvas. Introduced in 1961, it hit its second generation in 1968, right as customization took off. Flat sides, boxy silhouette, strong body-on-frame construction, perfect for modification. Engines ranged from the 240 cubic inch inline-six to the 351 cubic inch V8. Van builders loved its mechanical simplicity, easy engine swaps, performance upgrades, endless exterior possibilities. Ford even introduced the club wagon trim with windows and carpeted interiors. The factory was getting in on the game. Chevrolet's G-Series had muscle car DNA in a cargo box. Built from 1964 onward, the third generation launched in 1971 with a front-engine layout. But here's what mattered to customizers: it could pack the same engines as the Camaro or Chevelle. The 350 and 400 cubic inch V8s turned cargo vans into street cruisers with chrome pipes, raised suspensions, and mag wheels. These vans dominated truckin magazine covers and show van competitions. But the Dodge Tradesman was the customizer's dream. Launched in 1971 with its boxy design and expansive side panels, it offered options from the slant 6 to the massive 440 cubic inch V8. And Dodge leaned into the craze, advertising in sunburst yellow and candy apple red, actively encouraging personalization. If you're gonna go custom, go Dodge. That was their actual tagline. By 1975, Dodge alone sold over 200,000 Tradesman vans. But these weren't going to contractors. They were going to 19-year-olds with airbrushed dreams and shag carpet catalogs. The aftermarket industry exploded to meet demand. J.C. Whitney became the mail-order giant that democratized customization. Bubble skylights, chrome mirrors, carpet kits, swivel seats, all shipped to your door. Craze supplied the stylish mag wheels that became the visual trademark. Thrush produced the deep, rumbling side pipes that gave these vehicles their signature growl. Legends like Moon Equipment Company and Bill Strope Associates elevated customization to an art form, installing porthole windows, flared fenders, and chrome accents that defined the era. You could walk into J.C. Whitney with $500 and walk out with everything you needed to transform a work van into a rolling bedroom. And that's exactly what happened. The aesthetic: eye candy on wheels. If the outside was attitude, the inside was fantasy. The exterior became a mobile art gallery. One of the defining features was airbrushed mural art. Flat metal panels transformed into elaborate scenes. Fantasy and science fiction imagery dominated. Wizards casting spells, dragons breathing fire, knights in battle, cosmic exploration inspired by Star Wars and heavy metal magazine. Others leaned toward pinup art and erotic imagery with scantily clad figures painted in vibrant hues, capturing the decade's liberated attitude toward sexuality. The painting techniques were technically advanced. Customizers used metallic flake paint, candy finishes, and multi-layer clear coats to achieve depth and iridescence. The term candy referred to translucent color layers sprayed over metallic bases, creating a shimmering wet glass effect that became synonymous with custom vans. Artists like George Barris and Dean Jeffries weren't just painters, they were artists creating moving masterpieces. Beyond paintwork, every detail was customized for flair. Bubble windows made of tinted acrylic became iconic visual signatures, suggesting mystery and privacy while adding a futuristic aesthetic. Chrome side pipes from suppliers like Thrush or Hooker headers amplified the engine's growl, making the van sound as intimidating as it looked. Kragar mag wheels wrapped in BF Goodrich radial TAs completed the look. The result was perfect harmony, a vehicle designed to capture attention, embodying the loud, unapologetic confidence of 1970s American culture. But the real magic happened inside. The 1970s custom van interiors were rolling bedrooms and private lounges on wheels, filled with lush textures, ambient lighting, and creative layouts that mirrored the decade's most decadent design trends. Shag carpeting in hues of orange, brown, or deep red covered not just floors, but walls and ceilings for insulation and visual impact. Many owners built mirrored ceilings, fold-out beds, even water beds, creating a hybrid space between home and nightclub. Mood lighting through neon tubes, rope lights, or colored bulbs cast warm glows over interiors, amplifying the sense of intimacy and escape. Built-in bars with mini refrigerators, liquor cabinets, and glass holders reflected the era's hedonistic leisure culture. Entertainment was essential. High-powered stereo systems with 8-track players, amplifiers, and multiple speakers mounted into walls. Music was central to the van lifestyle. Some enthusiasts installed TVs or CB radios, blending luxury with utility. Still others recreated disco dens with mirrored tiles, strobe lights, and vibrant upholstery capturing nightclub energy. These weren't vehicles, they were mobile art installations, rolling nightclubs, and portable bedrooms, all at once. And that last part, the rolling bedroom thing, that's where things got complicated. The van became synonymous with sexual freedom, thrilling if you were 22, terrifying if you were a parent. Slogans like, "If this van's a rockin', don't come knockin'," weren't just jokes, they were declarations, and America noticed. The scene. More than just vehicles. By the mid-1970s, van-ins and truckins, massive gatherings of vanners, erupted across the United States. These events, held at fairgrounds or campgrounds, blended car shows with music festivals, complete with light shows, rock bands, and contests for best paint, interior, and overall design. The National Street Van Association, founded in 1973, helped organize and legitimize these meetups. Van clubs flourished nationwide. Midwest vans, California street vans, Lone Star vans, groups that shared tools, techniques, and road stories. These gatherings embodied 1970s independence, sexuality, and community. Trophies mattered, but so did the parties. Magazines like Truckin, Hot Rod Vans, and Custom Vans and Pickups celebrated van builder creativity, offering technical tips, paint ideas, and rally coverage. These publications connected enthusiasts across the country and legitimized custom van as a recognized branch of American car culture. Hollywood amplified the craze. Films like The Van in 1977, Corvette Summer in 1978, and Viva Knievel portrayed custom vans as symbols of youth, freedom, and sexual adventure. Rock and roll culture played a defining role as vans became mobile sanctuaries for sound systems, parties, and romance. By 1976, custom van culture had done what few automotive movements ever do. It bridged counterculture and commerce. What started in California garages was now in every J.C. Whitney catalog and on every magazine stand in America. The turn. When the music stopped. But something was happening beneath the surface. Insurance companies started flagging custom van owners as high risk. Premiums doubled, tripled. Some companies refused coverage entirely. If you had a bubble window and a mural, you paid more, period. The actuarial data was clear. Custom van owners filed more claims. Whether that was fair didn't matter. The insurance industry had spoken. Then came the parent panic.
Schools banned custom vans from parking lots. Van rallies faced protests and city ordinances. News stories about party vans and teenage daughters filled local broadcasts. The FBI actually monitored large van gatherings. They suspected drug networks, worried about minors at these events. The van became a symbol of everything establishment America feared: sexual liberation, drug culture, and young
people with too much freedom. Then came the death blow. The 1979 oil crisis hit, and gas prices skyrocketed. V8-powered full-size vans became financial albatrosses. That 440 Dodge Tradesman getting 8 miles per gallon? At 1979 gas prices, a weekend cruise cost $50. For a generation already struggling with inflation and unemployment, the custom van went from dream machine to financial liability overnight. In 1984, Chrysler launched the minivan. Family-friendly, fuel-efficient, practical. Everything the custom van wasn't. The minivan offered space and utility without the stigma, without the insurance premiums, without the judgment. The cultural shift was just as devastating. The 1980s brought Reagan, yuppies, and corporate culture. Shag carpet and chrome pipes looked dated, excessive, embarrassing. The van became a punchline, the symbol of 1970s excess that the new decade wanted to forget. By 1985, you couldn't give away a custom van. Vans that cost $15,000 to build sold for $500 at auctions. Thousands went to junkyards, parts stripped, bodies crushed. The empire was over. The resurrection. But here's the twist. Those $500 junkers? Today, they sell for $60,000 to $80,000. The same vans people were ashamed to own in 1985 are now museum pieces. Why the comeback? Nostalgia plays a role. Boomers with money want their youth back. The van life movement is essentially the same culture, sanitized for Instagram, but there's something deeper happening. Rarity drives value. Most custom vans were scrapped. Survivors are rare, especially ones with original paint and interiors intact. But more than that, the craftsmanship matters. Modern CNC machines can't replicate hand airbrushed wizards. Computer-aided design can't capture the raw creativity of a guy in his garage in 1976 who just decided to build a medieval dungeon on wheels. The customization techniques, the paintwork, the hand-built interiors, we can't make these anymore. Not because we don't have the technology, but because we don't have the freedom. Emissions regulations would kill most custom modifications today. Insurance would be impossible for vehicles like this. Safety standards would prevent half the interior modifications. The same culture that gave us van life would never allow what happened in the 1970s. The custom van movement was the last time Americans built whatever they wanted, however they wanted, with no one stopping them. It was excessive, it was dangerous, it was perfectly legal, and it will never happen again. From FBI watch lists to $80,000 showpieces, the custom van went from America's most controversial vehicle to its most collectible. Whether that's progress or a tragedy depends on who you ask. The vans are gone, but the question remains, when did we stop building dreams and start building minivans? Let me know in the comments.